Welcome to the Daily Bible for Kids podcast. The day is November the 6th. My name is Hunter, and we are reading through the Bible. That's something we do every day. We take a little time in God's Word, and we let His Word take some time on us. Kids from all around the world gather here to listen to these amazing stories from the Bible. And today, we're in the book of Acts, chapter 23. Some religious leaders were plotting to kill Paul. Would Paul be able to escape from their plan? Let's read about it from Acts 23. Paul realized that some members of the high council were Sadducees and some were Pharisees. So he shouted, "Brothers, I am a Pharisee, as were my ancestors, and I am on trial because of my hope in the resurrection of the dead." This divided the council, the Pharisees against the Sadducees. For the Sadducees say there is no resurrection or angels or spirits, but the Pharisees believe in all these. So there was a great uproar. Some of the teachers of religious law who were Pharisees jumped up and began to argue forcefully. "We see nothing wrong with him," they shouted. "Perhaps a spirit or an angel spoke to him." As the conflict grew more violent, the commander was afraid that they would tear Paul apart. So he ordered his soldiers to go and rescue him by force and take him back to the fortress. That night, the Lord appeared to Paul and said, "Be encouraged, Paul. Just as you have been a witness to me here in Jerusalem, you must preach the good news in Rome as well." The next morning, a group of Jews got together and bound themselves with an oath not to eat or drink until they had killed Paul. There were more than 40 of them in the conspiracy. They went to the leading priests and elders and told them, "We have bound ourselves with an oath to eat nothing until we have killed Paul. So you and the high council should ask the commander to bring Paul back to the council again. Pretend you want to examine his case more fully. We will kill him on the way." But Paul's nephew, his sister's son, heard of their plan and went to the fortress and told Paul. Paul called one of the Roman officers and said, "Take this young man to the commander. He has something important to tell him." So the officer did, explaining, "Paul the prisoner called me over and asked me to bring this young man to you because he has something to tell you." The commander took his hand, led him aside and asked, "What is it you want to tell me?" Paul's nephew told him, "Some Jews are going to ask you to bring Paul before the high council tomorrow, pretending they want to get more information. But don't do it. There are more than 40 men hiding along the way ready to ambush him. They have vowed not to eat or drink anything until they have killed him. They are ready now, just waiting for your consent." "Don't let anyone know you told me this," the commander warned the young man. Then the commander called 2 of his officers and ordered, "Get 200 soldiers ready to leave for Caesarea at 9 o'clock tonight. Also take 200 spearmen and 70 mounted troops. Provide horses for Paul to ride, and get him safely to Governor Felix." Wow, what a story. God was protecting Paul even when he didn't know it. He didn't know his nephew was listening in on a story about men trying to kill him, but that's what happened. It's amazing to me the many ways that God is at work in our lives, protecting us, blessing us, providing for us, even when we don't know it. That, my friend, is such good news. Well, hey, we've done it. We've done it again. We've spent another day in the Bible, and I plan on being back here again tomorrow to do the same thing. Before I let you go, parents, let me ask you to subscribe to this podcast. Your subscription, that is free, by the way, is such a blessing. It allows for our podcast to be seen, to be found by others who are looking for this kind of experience. So would you subscribe today? Thanks. Well, hey, until tomorrow, let's go forward in God's joy. Let's let His joy be our strength, and let us always remember this, that you are loved. No doubt about it. Alrighty, I'll talk to you again tomorrow. You guys take care.